What's up, George? What's going on in the House of Craze tonight?
In the House of Craze tonight, we have 2/3 of the group Wayward Raven Media. We have Alexander Sapountzis and Mark C. Frankel. They're going to be talking to us about their book, We Suck at Comics, that is currently on Kickstarter. And we're also going to be talking about conventions. That'll be on our Get Your Meds segment of the day.
Right.
So we're coming right back.
Let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your meds, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the Craze. If you are an independent, catch the Craze. Making moves on your own, catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the Craze. Join the movement, catch the Craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the Craze.
Welcome to Catch the Craze Podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man, Vera, and I am with
George, the Dreamer, Medina. What's happening, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of Catch the Craze. We are live. It is Tuesday, November 15th. 8 p.m. East Coast. Yes.
November 15th. Yo, it's crazy.
Yes. November
Crazy.
15th. November 15th. Next week, it'll be Turkey Day.
Come.
That's right. But thank you, everyone. What up, Paul?
Only D in the house.
That's right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. If you haven't done so yet, please hit the subscribe button below. Give us a like, comment below. Hit the bell so that you know when we are going live, which is usually on Tuesday nights nowadays, and of course on Thursday mornings on the Morning Brew with the Crazy Crew. So, with that being said, thank you so much for everyone who is joining us right now. Paul is joining us all the way from across the pond, so thank you very much, sir. It is late over there, and he's still up watching us, so thank you. And to all 647 subscribers, Sam, we're moving on up, slowly but surely.
To the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on up.
Yes, we are.
George, you're supposed to jump in with me when I sing, bro. What's up with that?
I didn't know that song. Next one. I'll jump in on the next one. I promise.
You gotta do his dance.
Right.
Oh, he had the best dance, bro. Oh, he had the best dance.
No, next time. I got you. I got you next time.
Right.
Bro, episode 482. That means we are very close.
Oh, yes, that's right. We're 18 away. We're 18 away from 5.
That's right. Episode 500. Now, it's estimated that we will probably hit that in March. But we don't know. We may
never know. You never know. Yes.
You never know. We may be booking shows on Wednesdays for those who are interested in sponsoring a show, coming on and sponsoring on Wednesday evenings. You can do that. So we may get lucky and do that. But yeah, no, next year is going to be big, man. 2023. I know you have a lot of things planned for Doodie. I've seen the slate of stuff that you have starting in January all the way through July. Yeah. So 6 months already in the can over there for Doodie. So that's going to be fun next year. So tell us a little bit about what's going on, dog.
What's up? Yeah, that's right. So right now, everybody's been receiving their packages in the mail. The shirts were all delivered. I got all of the alerts, and I've seen some posts on the books being that have landed. Like I told you before, I was going to get it to you before the holiday season kicked in, and that was I committed to that. I said the only challenge would have been if the printers were going to act up and not get it on time, which is why I printed it out of my own pocket to make sure ahead of time before the campaign ended, so that way you guys can have it before the holiday rush. So everybody who's shipping in December, you're going to be paying some skyrocket prices, and there's going to be a lot of delays. I didn't want to be part of that shenanigans. So I'm excited about that, but I'm also excited about the landing page. It's up. So the landing page is up. Book number 4, Gotcha, launches January 3rd, right here on Catch the Craze Live. The whole crew's coming out. Johnny Syfax is coming. Arroyo's Compoyos is coming out, and hopefully some special guests. So we're gonna make it a big party, a big extravaganza. So if you have the books, send me those selfies. If you like the book, send me some testimonials, because we're gonna be reading them out loud and sharing that during our live launch. And if you backed any of the campaigns and you come back and back this 4th book physically, you get a physical tier. You're going to get this enamel pin of the iconic classic. This is the image that started it all, of Doodie in the toilet. So all you have to do is come back and back it. So if you haven't signed up and you got your package in the mail, sign up today. Let's get this cracking. January 3rd, right after the holiday rush, right after you party on New Year's Eve. And then hopefully, we're not going into some sort of global war. We'll be good and we can launch Doodie and have some fun.
There you go.
I'm excited about that.
Yes, sign up, because just Sam loses his breath every time he gives the spiel. So you sign up. Hook the brother up.
It's like the IRS is coming after me, so I gotta run. I'm like, oh,
gotta get in.
No, they always find a way to tax you. It's crazy, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, not for sure. No, definitely sign up for the campaign, and make sure that you sign up. It launches on the 3rd. What up, Seabass? It launches on the 3rd, so make sure that you sign up. And when it does launch, drop a couple of dollars in there for my man Sam, trying to get this thing off the ground. Issue number 4, bro. Issue number 4, big time. That's big time.
Yeah, what's even crazier that I'm excited about is that the campaign's already been populated. So like it's ready to go. It's just ready for me to hit that button. So I'm not going up there updating it, adding stuff. Everything's done. So the Kickstarter was completely done. The tiers are done, the rewards, the add-ons, the stretch goals, all of that's already populated so I don't have to think about that. All I have to think about is just creating. And right now, just sent George the first half of the book to start lettering. So George is going to start lettering on the before. And I'm working on the next 12 pages right now. And my goal is to have it fully illustrated before the end of this month. And so this way I can have proofs for the live launch, and we get it popping.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of stuff going on next year, man. There's stuff going on next year. I'll be lettering your book. I'm actually working with Sebastian Bonet, who's also who's part of the anthology that we're going to be talking about. What up, Gil? That we're going to be talking about in just a few minutes with the Wayward Raven fellas. We're going to be talking about We Suck at Comics. Seabass's book is in this anthology. I was lettering that book, so we're going to be talking to them. I'll be lettering, obviously, Sam's book here. I'm actually lettering something for Aníbal Arroyo.
You're also writing an anthology. You're part of the anthology for ASAP Comics.
That's right. ASAP Imagination. That was my next thing. Paul Hades, Paul Hayden, who's in the chat. He's got an anthology. An anthology in the way it's different the way he's doing it. Because
how different is it, George?
It's an anthology, but it's one continuous story.
So different that
by 9, but then I lose my train of thought and then I don't know where I'm going. We got to practice this before we come on, otherwise I lose it. You know what I mean? I'm not that smart. But not that smart, But anyway, so I lost it. So the anthology is done in a way where it's one continuous story written by 9 different writers. 9 writers get to tackle 10 pages each of this one story called Animal. And I am currently I'm on the clock right now. I'm doing
I called it.
I'm working on mine. Right now. And I've got some stuff. Like you can't see it.
All I see is white.
Wow, it's just a black.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I promise. It's something. There it is. There it is. You can't see much. But I'm working on it. I should have the pages done and in by tomorrow for the editor to go in and do their thing. It's a fun project. We're having a good
that's
time.
right. That's right. Because is it Saturday the next one? The next roll of the dice?
Saturday. Picking it out of the hat. You might be next. You might be next, dog. So yeah, so it's fun. It's fun. Paul's done a good thing here, so that should be out next year. So we're working on that. What else? Oh, all over it. You see that? But also this weekend I will be at How do contributors get paid out in anthology? Comp copies, page rate split after expenses. Well, in this one, Jay,
attorney get in here.
yeah. Well, in this particular anthology, it's a not
charity.
We're doing it for charity. So
Yes,
the book is actually going to be sold, and everything that's made out of that book
had
is
to
going
be a Rican.
to go into a charity. So we are not asking for any payment for this particular one,
Right.
but that is a good question for the guys that are coming up next. So we'll keep that one
next on the menu.
There you go. We'll keep that one for next. And speaking, glad Jay's up in here, man. JD Rosario, big shout out to him because this
right. You guys are gonna be hanging out with
that was my next thing. We're gonna be on a panel this weekend at the Long Island Comic Book Expo on the 20th. We will be there.
Sure.
We are going to be in a panel talking about Kickstarters. So it'll be me, Jay. I don't know who else is going to be on there. It may just be the two of us. I don't know. But we're going to be there. And then after that one, I'm going to be talking about podcasting with Mark Torres from 4 to 5. So if you're going to the convention this weekend, make sure you stop in, check out the panels, say what up, party on Sunday, baby. That's right. So we're going to be doing that this Sunday. And what else is going on? Oh, next year also, if you guys notice, we are wearing some swag.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
look at that. Look at that. Go crazy, baby. Go crazy. Go crazy. Dream big. Dream big. So what we're going to be doing next year.
You better work.
So we are starting to put together some swag for the channel. For all the fans of Catch the Craze, we are going to have this stuff available. We're going to be showing you guys some of the stuff that we have available. Tune in Monday morning. Sam's got a little thing that he's going to show you that just arrived for what we're doing. So we got
Thursday morning.
Go crazy. Yeah, Thursday morning. Go crazy, dream big. So you can pick up these hoodies and t-shirts on the website, and we'll put that up next year. We're gonna start doing that next year, or we may go for the holidays. I don't know. We'll see. We're still debating. Debating. We never know. But look out for that. So we're going to be doing that as well. So yeah, next year, and episode 500, man, it's going to be big. It's going to be big.
Big time.
We can't wait. We can't wait. Yes, sir.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. So
crazy how much content. Did you see the channel? I think it's like 1,000 videos on the channel.
I know.
It's crazy. I was like, yo, bro, I got to get a life. It's like that channel's populated. YouTube.
That's right. Paul, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, go crazy, dream big, baby.
That's right.
We have to, man. When we're doing this as creators, as indie creators, we got to go crazy with it, man. But also the thing is, we're dreaming big. We got big dreams. We got big things we're trying to accomplish. So that's the mantra. Go crazy.
Bigly.
Dream big.
Bigly.
Bigly.
Isn't he making an announcement tonight yet?
I don't know.
I don't think he's gonna run after this thing. I think he's gonna announce like, I'm done with you knuckleheads. You can have the country. He's like, I'm out of here. He's gonna flip his hair back. He's gonna go back to Mar-a-Lago. He's like, I'm out.
I'm out of here. This is bullshit.
He's gonna go to the Caribbean or something.
Oh, so good, so good.
Yes. He's gonna run for the fence. Yes.
Oh, this is good stuff. But yeah, man, no, it's good. Next year we're gonna be doing some stuff. I can't wait. Looking forward to it. I'm finishing up the graphic novel for the second part of The Adventures of Wonder Duck. So go to getyourmeds.com. Check that out there, and there's gonna be links everywhere for the stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, and what's great, what's exciting is that book 4 for Days in My Toilet launches in January. The graphic novel launches in April, and then book 5 launches in July. So I already have the year planned out, so it's done. And book 6 in the fall. So and I just been busy just knocking out content. Subscribe to the podcast. Come to the Craze. Yes, that's exactly what's up. So I'm feeling kind of.
Oh dear. You better get something for that.
I think I need some medicine. You want medicine? I got some medicine.
It's time for your medicine.
Pick a con, Eddie Con. How do you pick a Comic Con you want to do?
How? Remember back in the days, bro, when we were starting out, we were just booking cons. We were like, Let's just book all of them. We didn't care. If it's in New York, we're going. We didn't care. It was just
we threw it darks. We threw it darks.
Let's just do it. But we were
we learned the hard way.
Yeah, we did. We also were staples at the Big Apple because
we were legit. We were a centerpiece.
We had to deal with Mr. Michael Carbonaro.
Shout out to Michael Carbonaro, bro. You know what? Shout out to Michael. He took a bunch of kids wet behind the ears, knuckleheads, breaking into comics, and you know what? And he bought into my propaganda. He gave us our first free table, and we've been guest spot for 3 years. 3 years in a row. We did every Big Apple for 3 years straight, from 2005 to 2008. Thank you. Shout out to Michael Carbonaro for showing us love.
And those shows, what was it? He was doing like 3 or 4 shows a year, right?
A year, yeah.
He was doing like 4. I think like maybe 4 shows or some stuff.
Yeah.
And we met a lot of folks at those shows. I think we might have met Gilbert Rodriguez at one of those shows. Big shout out to him. I think he's in the chat.
We met Khan, we met Calderon, and Daphne,
Luis Torres.
Yeah, Luis Torres. We met John Coates. So many people. I mean, and also Brian Polito. You know,
Brian Polito.
Tons of people. It was dope.
And I feel like it was easier back then, right? Like you were just like, I'm gonna do a convention. We just do it.
It was easier because we knew no better.
Right, we didn't know anything. We were like, and remember Wizard World was big back. They were the equivalent of like the fan expos now, right? So it was Wizard World. We did Wizard World Philly. We did Wizard World Chicago. We were like, we were just going all over the place trying to do as many shows as we possibly could.
You know, it's funny, but when you think about the Comic Cons, and I was a segue, but if I was Wizard World just screwed up because they started changing management and all this other crap. But I think if they would have just kept Wizard World, and instead of just stopping the magazine, maybe have the magazine for the events.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Populate the magazine. You got to every 3 months they got a Wizard World, right? So you populate that magazine and then you sell it at the con as part of the admission, right? So you get your ticket plus you buy that and you sell them at the con and you're still circulating and in the news game. I just feel like that, they missed the boat on that stuff.
Yeah. Now, well, what happened was, and I think that's where it started. I think Wizard World is where it started converting into what we see now for conventions, where they're more pop culture events rather than Comic Cons. All the other promoters, followed suit, especially the ones with big money, like Reed, they, Fan Expo, for example. They just buy.
Everybody wanted to be San Diego.
Everybody wanted to be San Diego Comic Con, and even New York Comic Con. So New York, my first convention was the BACC, the Metropolitan Philly, in November.
Oh yes, right.
There you go. See, damn. See.
Oh, so was our first con in 2003? I don't remember.
Wow,
it was 2003.
Yeah.
Damn. See,
man, we
go. I gotta take multivitamins, bro.
Yo, Gilbert and us, we're going on a 20-year anniversary next year, bro.
Where's my flowers, bro? Where's my flowers?
20 years.
That's some out of you.
Here we are, 20 years later. So the question is, how do you pick your cons today, right? How do you decide what convention you're going to do today, now, this year, next year? We're in the process of doing that ourselves right now. Like, okay, let's do some cons. Let's see what's out there. So what do you do?
I think so. It's interesting because I moved out to Texas. I know nothing about this area, and I'm trying to figure out. Shout out to Paul Gomez because he showed me a lot of love and pointed me out. And shout out to Aurelius, who's been telling me about what cons I should go to. But I have no clue. So I have to go and test the waters and see what it's like, and I really wanted to do cons this year. So I didn't take the time to go and say, let me just go as a spectator and see if it's right for me first. So I did 5 in Texas this year. And of the 5, I think 2 of them I'll do again next year. So 2 out of the 5, so the odds were not in my favor because again, some of these cons were tailored toward more pop culture, more of that Chotsky stuff and toys and Funko Pops and all that other stuff, and weren't really comic book focused. But they sell it as a Comic Con, so you think that it's going to be good. You go on YouTube, you look at videos, right? You go on social media and see what people are saying, and then when you hear people saying, I can't wait for the next one, I had fun at the last one, and all this other stuff, you really got to talk to the artists, the indie creators. So for me, if I'm an indie, I want to do a Comic-Con I've never been to. Try to find out what other indies were there and what was the crowd like. What were they looking for? Were they really in the small press area, the artist alley, or were they more in the pit with the retailers and everybody else and the cosplayers? So I think it's really doing your homework and finding out and talking to your peers in the industry.
Yeah, and I think that it's very hard because there's no right answer for this. Because, like, for example, you're saying what you're saying, Sam, and I agree. I like to do a little recon. You know what I mean? Walk around, maybe do a convention without actually buying a table, just to go in and see what it's like. And you do that, and maybe that year it's great, and then the next year you actually buy a table and something happens and it's crap. So it really is a gamble when you're doing these conventions. You know what I mean? It's a very big gamble. I think if you're starting out, I think that the first thing is you don't go out and go big and spend money on a convention away from home. Do a local one. Do a little one. Do a local one. Get your feet wet a little. You know what I mean?
Your foot's wet.
See what kind of setup you want to use. You know what I mean? Like, and then maybe you can graduate to the bigger conventions. And if you have money in your pocket, you can say, you know what, I can spend a little more. Let me go to, I don't know, Dragon Con, which is expensive as all hell, but let me try something like that. Or let me go, you know, if you're in Philly, you say, let me go to New York. If you're in New York, you say, let me go to Philly. You know, like, I think you start local though. Start local.
You have to start local. I think that's what I did when I got here. I said, you know what, everything's within driving distance. Nothing's more than an hour for me. Because I could have gone to Austin and I could have gone to Houston, but I was like, those are a few hour drives. I said, you know what, I'm going to do 5 shows this year. I'm going to do them all local. I'm going to do it with, and I'm going to see, if it works for me. And I think sometimes, and they were like, one of them was only $25 for a table.
That's great.
And that was one of my better shows, and so and that's a show I do it again, and it's free to the public. So this was run by the city. I think it's Garland. It was run by the city, and so it's free to the public. And you only pay $25 for a table. And I had a great time. And I could take a risk where, I took a shot at a dark with Fan Expo Dallas, but I did extremely well. So I was like, all right, cool. The table was a little more expensive, but I made that back 4 times over. So I think it all depends on, but then I did some smaller shows and some of them didn't even work out for me. So, it all depends. And, what I would say is don't get so desperate that you're going to say, well, maybe next year's different. Let me do it again. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's like, I don't know. I'd rather go and try something else. And the good thing about doing a convention where, let's say, everyone's feeling the pinch, right? So you're in artist alley and everyone's staring at each other like, doo-doo-doo. So you start talking to everybody and they start talking. And then next you get recommendations for events that are really good. You need to check out this one. I did really well last time I was there, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll find out I found out about shows that I can't even find on social media, that don't even pop up on social media, that were local. Because of the local artists. So talk to the community, bro. They'll tell you what's good, what's not good. And again, you also want to talk to people who are similar niche markets like you are. So if you're in all ages, or if you're anime, whatever it is, find out if that crowd goes there specifically for that content. So just because a bunch of artists did well, they all might have that Marvel-esque style or whatever it is, and they're doing pinups. So don't just assume because they had a good event that you're going to have one. You got to make sure that you have the same kind of content that people want.
Yeah, network is key, man. And I think networking is something that you have to make time for too, which is why I think it's good to go with a buddy. Go with somebody. These tables usually have two tables, 2 badges. You know what I'm saying? So go with somebody so that somebody can man the table, and another person can go out and just do a little networking. You know what I mean?
Like for instance, I'm taking a shot in the dark. I applied for Alien Con, and this is in California, and it's run by Annie, the network. It's a big event where they have all of those speakers that you see on the History Channel and the Sci-Fi Channel that talk about UFOs and conspiracies. They're all guest speakers, and it's an alien con, right? And they had an artist alley, and I was like, "Yo, Doodie, that's it. That's our home. That's where we belong." I was like, "ET for the home." I was like, "Yo," so I booked it. I was like, "Yo, we gotta go, Doodie." Right? So I got accepted. So that's, so for me, it's like, all right, I'm going to try this. I've always wanted to do an alien con. Always wanted to do a sci-fi related convention. This might be my first time to see how it works.
Yeah. I think I posted what happened to us where we found out about another con, well, in Edmond Expo, and you did it well, second one. Yeah. That's how you do it, right? You start networking, and the network expands, and you get bigger, and especially for like somebody like Paul, for example, who's in the UK, but he has somebody that he's working with who's in Canada. She does Canadian conventions, he does stuff in the UK. They spread, so now they're hitting two sides of the world, which is amazing. I actually posted this on social media earlier about that we were doing this, and Ray Felix is another one that we met many years ago. Yeah. And he's saying that conventions are dead. The country's inflation is drying up. He said the country's inflation is drying up petty cash for buying indie comics. Last few shows were big duds, including the San Diego Comic-Con 2022. He also says that he thinks that the fact that indies coming out have been forced to pay more at a small booth rate rather than an artist alley makes a major difference.
Which is why I feel like you got to localize. Yes, you need to localize, do smaller shows. It's like when you're paying for the big show, all you're doing is giving them more money for the celebrities. That's all it is. It's increasing their budget for the celebrity because they don't show you any love. You're not the attraction. You know what people are coming there to see. So they put you in a corner, the furthest away for the room, and they put everybody else with the media and all this other stuff. So you got to work harder at those big shows, and you wind up spending more, and you lose more. But everybody wants to say, "I was there. I was at San Diego Comic-Con. I was New York Comic-Con." And for me, I think it's do local shows, localize, go to community centers, go to your schools, build a following, and then hopefully you'll get invited because you've created enough noise. But if you're going to go and blow your wallet on a big show, just know that the risk is not in your favor.
Yeah. And then Michael Gracia, to your point, Sam, he goes, shows need to change its focus from cosplayers and celebs to the creators for them to be worth it these days. He goes, in other words, until cons become comic book conventions again, where it's about comics, you're better off building your online presence and focus on digital sales. Yep. So that was his thing. I think there's a shift in content. It's really not working to build a community. For example, there are creators creating Discord communities and using online. Building the following is key in person and virtual. And I agree with you on that, Sebastian. We got to be careful though that we are actually building a fan base, and we're not confusing networking for fan base. Because when we are networking, we are talking to other individuals like ourselves. But we also have to try to build a fan base, which is the people outside of what we do who are going to buy your product, love your product, and not to say that we don't become fans of each other's work, but we are also focused on the stuff that we're trying to put out. So it's kind of hard to be a fan and a creator at the same time of people within our circle. You know what I mean? I mean, listen, I'm a fan of what the nerds of the round are doing, no doubt about it. But I think that you want to reach the fan base is different than people
I think again it goes back to networking and cultivating an audience that's looking forward to your next release. That's the difference. I think in the network you can get one-offs and people's like, I want to support what you did, whatever, but it's not a constant. You want to build a following that's going to be there for every issue, that wants to see what you do, that are going to go to your live feeds to see what you're drawing today, whatever it is. They're going to go, and if you have a Patreon, they're going to want to be part of that. That's what we're talking about, of cultivating that kind of audience. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and consistency. You have to be consistent with your output in order to make that happen. Yeah. So you need to set more goals than just financial ones at a con. What else can you achieve? I think for me, if I'm going to do a San Diego Comic-Con, I know that there's a potential risk of losing money. So my main focus is networking and promotion.
Especially with producers who big time producers, Hey, what up, Grant? Yeah, it's been a long time, my brother.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially movie producers. Yes. They just come up from LA all the time to see what else is new. You know what I mean?
Yes. So that's where the mindset has to be shifted. If you're gonna do a big show like New York Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con, then you got to understand that you're gonna be spending a lot of money, and the chances are you might not make that money back. You're probably gonna take a hit in the pockets. So what else can you do? Are you communicating? You're going to be there. Who are you communicating to? What's your marketing strategy look like? What's your PR campaign look like? That's where your mindset's got to change. You got to put on your business hat, because you just can't be somebody sitting at the table with your head down, hoping someone's going to stop. At those big shows, when you're putting out a couple of grand, because from airfare, hotel, and table and food, you have your head down. Your wife should smack you, or somebody should smack you. You know, you got to make that money back. So what are you doing? Get up. So I think you know, you got to figure out if you're going to take that risk. You know, get your head in the game.
Yeah, man, sign up. That's true, man. And that's the big thing. Signing people up, taking advantage of the people that are coming to your table and getting their information, getting those emails. That is so important, man. So important that, you know, we kind of lose track of that. But dude, it's about time to get the folks on this show. I know we're having a nice discussion here, going into Khan's really huge risk. I feel bad, Khan, as a Khan, that you just did nothing. No network. Yep, just sit there looking at your phone. Yeah.
Word. Yes. So it's a lively chat. We could continue this on Thursday morning on the Morning Brew, along with Kickstarter Burnout. But we have our guests. They're chomping at the bit. They're standing there. They're like, "Yo, come on, man, let us in. We've been listening to you guys yap all day." So before we bring them in, we want to remind you why you need to subscribe to Catch the Craze, and we're going to bring our guests right in.
It's Monty Moore. I'm a 30-year comics veteran in comics, games, and movies, and you've been watching one of my absolute favorite podcasts, Catch the Craze.
You are watching Catch the Craze.
What am I listening to?
And you're listening to Catch the Craze.
Where are all the indies at?
A Catch the Craze podcast.
What are you watching?
I'm watching Catch the Craze.
What are you going to do?
Subscribe now to Catch the Craze, the #1 show online for independent.
Have you subscribed to?
You are an independent. Catch the Craze. Making moves on your own. Catch the Craze. On your grind in the streets. Catch the Craze. Join the movement. Catch the Craze.
Yo!
Look at these guys.
Come on! I'm sitting here listening like, yes, I agree with every freaking thing he's saying.
What's up, fellas? Welcome to the show. Alex, Mark, Wayward Raven, 2/3 of the crew, right?
Oh, yeah. You know, I think we're going to cut somebody from our book now that I think about it.
Oh, snap. She said,
that's fired. Damn. All right. This is boy.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
Damn. I'm going to blind you right now. We haven't been here long enough to get burned yet, and we're already burned. How the fuck did that happen?
It happens quickly. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us, bro.
No, yeah, absolutely. Salute. And for those who don't know who you fellas are, let's introduce ourselves. We'll start with you, Alex. Introduce yourself to the peoples out there.
Alex Sapountzis, 1/3 of Wayward Raven. And you can follow me at ASAP Can Draw.
Oh, it's simple, easy. I love it. What about you, Mark? Go for it.
Mark C. Frankel, another 1/3 of Wayward Raven, writer. You can follow me at Panther Pit and just a general degenerate. So
that's awesome, man. Hey, listen, I saw you guys were recently at a convention. I think it was Baltimore, right? Was that the last one you guys did? Or
no, we Rhode Island. Rhode
Island was the last one you did. How was that show? How was Rhode Island?
It was good. It was good. Rhode Island's always good for us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I had an adventure trying to hop onto an Uber to get some prints ready for Saturday. So that was fun.
Nice. No, and the reason why I asked that question is because, you know, we were talking about conventions and what conventions to do. And you know, you guys have been doing this. What do you think is the right way to go about setting up for looking for conventions to do?
It's so funny. I was listening to you guys talk about this, and like a lot of the things you guys were talking about, like how to do it, we did the exact opposite. Our first show right off the bat was New York Comic Con, right? Like the only way it could have gotten any bigger was maybe San Diego, right? We can argue which one's bigger, which one is more, but I don't give a fuck about it.
At least back then it was just a Metro card, right?
yeah, exactly. It was just kind of.
How was it? How was your first?
It was awesome. Like our first show made us go, holy shit, this is what we want to do. Like we were kind of like, all right, we'll see how this is.
I saw you pop the mature audiences thing.
He's crazy. He's quick.
I don't play.
Yeah, he don't play around.
We got one. We got one. I just lost sponsors.
No, dude. But see that, and that's the thing, right? It's a gamble. You don't know. You don't know what's going to hit. You don't know which one's going to be what. I think for us, we started, locally, and we did the small shows and stuff like that, and kind of got our feet went ahead and did that. Sometimes you just go big, go big or go home kind of thing, I guess.
Alex, do you remember we did 2 more shows that year? And I'll tell you what they both were, and then you tell me what the reaction was to both of them. Super Mega Fest and the North Haven show.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in that order.
Were they rough? It was not a good time.
One was super, super local, and the other one was like we had fun at both of them.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
The Super Mega Fest was kind of cool because it was like an immediate exposure to here's the celebrity show, right? All the folks that had been, like somebody here, there, or whatever.
D-list.
Yeah. And then North Haven was a comic book collector's show. Like we had no idea. We're like, okay, so it's all long boxes and
it was in this tiny little like hotel ballroom, like their smallest one. And what was it that person said? Oh my God, last year's was smaller.
No. No, they asked us if we had been to a different convention that was somewhere in like the way in the corner of Connecticut. And we're like, no, we've never done that one. They're like, yeah, it's a little smaller than this one. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Was it in your basement? I mean, where's
the garage?
Yeah.
Damn. So all right, so let me ask you guys now. So Mark, what do you do? Are you a writer, artist?
Yeah.
What is your function with Wayward?
So writer, I think I end up doing a lot of the sales, the promotions, the marketing side of things. A lot of the relationship sort of stuff, looking for new, interesting ways of doing things. Alex is pretty much, our tech guy when it comes to that sort of stuff. But I think I'm always kind of looking for new technologies, new platforms, new things we can use. And then we kind of throw that back and forth. I do a lot of the, helping with do portfolio reviews, reviewing artwork, looking for artists, things like that too. So kind of it's a little bit of everything. And I think a lot of that's just because I like to get out, talk to people, meet people. And so a lot of the relationship based stuff tends to fall to me. Yeah.
Gotcha. What about you, Alex? So what's some of the stuff that
I do everything else that he doesn't get to. No, like I'm an artist, aspiring writer, but I'm also like the one who does like all the creative stuff, like putting together the books, logo stuff, just all the creative physical labor. And like Mark said, I'm the tech guy. So like the website, I run that, all those little things, finding out what tools we can use to make comics easier, stuff like that. And a whole bunch of other stuff.
Nice. And you guys have your own projects within Wayward Raven. Do you have your own Mark and you have your own Alex, or you guys work on one together?
Something like that. Yeah. Like I do Damn Heroes. Mark and I will actually write and I draw it. We do Damn Heroes, but also there's like a lot of books that Mark has, like from some of them they started before Wayward Raven that we just continued on, and we're also developing projects with other people as well.
Got it. And where does the title Wayward Raven? Where does that come from? Where did you guys come up with that, Mark?
So I'll take you back a little bit, and then I'll bring you forward, right? Okay. So when we first started this whole thing, we actually so the three of us like mythology. Josh and I had the idea of calling it Aegis Pub, right? So AEGIS. Which means like shield protection, that sort of thing in Greek, which it always makes me laugh because Alex didn't know that as the token Greek among us.
Because you weren't pronouncing it right.
No idea. no idea at all.
What's an Aegis? What's an Aegis? Aegis.
well, yeah. Here's the funny thing. So even if maybe, I didn't have the perfect Greek pronunciation, I use the English pronunciation, but even there, people would come and they're like, so what is a haggis? 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 What is Scottish? It's crap. It's haggis. So we had that idea, and because we were thinking kind of more along the lines of, let's give it some meaning, that sort of thing. Okay. and New York Comic Con 2012, everybody did that to us. So like, who is this? What is this? And we went, okay, that's it. We're definitely changing the name. Like that's, and then I think we just kind of started spitballing some ideas. I think, the idea of a raven is kind of a trickster god, a darker sort of, bird, if you will, a lot of times, and a lot symbolic in a lot of different cultures for a lot of different reasons. And I think kind of the idea that of being wayward and being kind of free and at the same time kind of off on our own, I think that all appealed to all of us really. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so you guys also have, obviously, we're here to talk about the book that's almost over on Kickstarter. But
44 hours to go.
That's right. And that is the anthology, We Suck at Comics.
Yep.
Is this your first anthology, or have you guys done other anthologies before?
This is it. This is the first one we've done. And it's been eye-opening in some ways too, right? I mean, like there's some things we knew we were getting into, and other things it's like, wow, this is different. Right.
What were some of those things? Like, can you just expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I don't know. Like it's definitely interesting in the response we got, right? So right off the bat, we actually, one of the things that we've never had before the Kickstarter, we've never been putting like the projects we love, right?
Awesome. Yeah.
And I think that blew us away. We were like, holy cow, within about 48 hours, we were popped up there. And I'm like, we're like, well, what do we do? And it was funny. I had at least one of the folks in the anthology, because we've been telling everybody, look, pump it up, tell everybody about it, get it out there. Because this isn't my project. This is our project. Right. And that's the way we wanted to treat it. We wanted to make sure that everybody gets a cut, all that sort of thing. And it was interesting. One of the guys said, whew, all right, I don't have to worry anymore. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, this is 48 hours in. There are no guarantees just because someone slapped a label on this thing. Dude, get out there and fucking,
You gotta work. You gotta work.
We got that project we love thing. I started freaking out because I'm like, oh my god, we're not close to the goal. What's gonna happen now? Is it gonna just tank? Is it gonna plateau?
I think we both said we were going to be off by $1 like a minute before the thing ends, right? Like begging people, just spend $1. Don't make the anthology is about rejection. We figured nothing would be funnier than getting rejected for $1.
Right. So it's funny, the name. Yeah, I was going to ask you about the name. So We Suck at Comics, an anthology about rejection. So now, is that what links all of these projects together? At some point, they were kind of okay. So tell us a little bit about that.
The name came first too, because like we were riffing. We're like, oh, like every time something bad happened, like, oh, we suck at this. And then we're trying to think of like an anthology that like we just we had this look of like, oh my god, We Suck at Comics is like the perfect name. And then I think that's what led to rejection, right, Mark?
Yeah, so I think it was something along those lines. I mean, we wanted to do something a little bit more tongue in cheek. I think we wanted to do something to push the boundaries a little bit too. Because it catches people's eyes. When you see somebody go, "We suck at comics," like, and I think part of it, like, as we were kind of forming this kind of idea, like, I always remember there's that meme out there that's basically like, come try the worst margarita that so-and-so has ever posted on Yelp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, we totally need to find a way to do something like that, right? Because when I see that, I go, well, crap, I want to try the margarita now. Like, how bad could it possibly be? Is there like, cough syrup in this thing? What's going on? So I think we kind of riffed on that. And then, the rejection thing kind of fell into place. I think it was pretty, it just made a lot of sense, right?
How many stories do you guys have in the anthology?
Is it 17 or 18?
It's about 17, I think.
Holy cow. So it's a pretty big freaking book, man. How many pages are you guys estimating, do you think?
It's about like
we were over
300, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were over 260 last time we really sat down and counted. So
because we had like one or two late submissions that inflated it. Plus, we're kind of like going to be adding some extra stuff because a lot of the creators, they're like, oh, here's some sketches, here's some of this, here's some of that. Like, okay, fine. So, and we want to have room for like the thank you pages and like signature pages and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
do you guys have like a page count in mind that you can't go over because of the cost and things of that?
301.
That's it. That's it. 301.
Yeah, after that, Sebastian's gets cut.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
We'll keep your letters, George.
Yeah, thanks. It's just gonna have to happen. No, but his book is like, I know that his particular book is like a whole first issue almost. So, was there like a page count, page limit?
Yeah, we did. We did have a cutoff. I think we said 22 pages or something like that.
That's the most.
But then I think we also kind of reserve the right to go, listen, if it's going to be 2 or 3 more pages and it's going to get the story done, it's fine.
Yeah, we figured if everyone sent like a 32-page book, then we might have to start pushing back. But we got a wide range of page size. We have some that are a little on the larger size. Then there's like a couple of people who did like 2-page stories, 3-page stories.
Yeah, like I think Johnny's is what, 6? Something
Johnny's
like that.
is 6. I know Ari did a 4-pager. So
yeah. And these are they all comics, or is there prose in this book? There's prose also.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, so you do have prose in there also.
That's how bad we suck at comics. We forgot the pictures.
That's incredible, man. So good stuff. And you mentioned a couple of guys that have been on the show. Johnny C.
Yeah.
Great dude. Really, really talented. I mean, his writing is great. And Ari, obviously, Ari Rubin, his writing is incredible as well. Yeah, there you go.
It's already on my Facebook. Find it.
So the book is gonna, all right, so you're funded. The book the campaign ends on November 17th, 2022 at 5:36 p.m. guys.
44 hours from now.
44 hours from now, you're at 66.29. So once the campaign ends, are you guys sending it out to the printers? What's the turnaround time? When do you expect people to be able to have these things in their hands?
I think the thought process is we'll have it compiled within about a month or so. And then really it's off to the printers and out to you. I mean, I'd love to say you're going to have it by Christmas, but I'm not going to make that.
You before you know it, it's Christmas. And then
I think
didn't Christmas start in August?
Yeah.
So that's awesome, man. So we suck at comics. The anthology with 17 plus stories, almost 300 pages long, and you guys are kicking butt, man. 66.29 is where you're at. Do you guys, I know your goal was 5,500. Did you guys have like a magic number in mind that you kind of hope to reach?
We did some fuzzy math.
Different like milestones.
Yeah. What are some of the do we have any stretch goals that you guys have worked on? What do we have?
So once we hit our goal, we automatically upgraded everyone to a hardcover. Well, not up to a hardcover. We gave them the option for a hardcover. Sorry. We just unlocked the buttons and a phone wallpaper for digital backers too. Nice. The next one we're close to approaching is like we want to do a sticker and a special custom Kickstarter sticker, and everyone gets a digital copy of Infusion, our sci-fi one-shot.
Tell them about Infusion.
Oh yeah, so Infusion, I did the cover, so I'm kind of proud of that one. But basically, it's more of like a hard sci-fi comic, where it's a helium-3 mining operation in deep space, and the crew starts disappearing, and the rest of the crew's got to decide: do we cut and run, or do we try to figure out what's going on?
Nice. Is that the size, like the way it's like it's?
No, that's just like a little thumbnail of it. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a digital like comic, like floppy style.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, no, Infusion. That's awesome. Yeah. And then at 7,500, you have the what do you got down there? I think.
Yeah, we want to do like one of those like nice little custom pins, kind of like a little word balloon, like a exclamation of "We suck at comics," and then you get a digital copy of the cell written by our third Raven, Joshua Jones.
All right.
And if we hit 8,000, Alex and I will come to your house. We'll tuck you in. We'll read you a bedtime story.
Sing you a lullaby.
Nice. Look at that. There you go. 8,000. Let's go. Let's get it.
Make calming sea noises.
Yeah, you guys also have a comic strip, don't you? That you guys do on that I see on what's it called?
Yeah, so, I just finished the most tomorrow's like right before this podcast.
That is awesome, dude. Yeah. Are you planning on maybe publishing that at all? Like putting it into a
it's actually on volume 4. If you at on our website, or if you see us at a con, it's Damn Heroes.
That's Damn Heroes. Okay. Yeah, that's funny, dude. I follow you guys on Instagram, and I you know, when it pops up, I read it. It's funny stuff, dude. This is cool. So these are some of the interior pages of the stuff, and I like the way it's like you have a very eclectic group of creators that have.
Oh, shady.
I like how you just throw the cat. Look at him. It's funny because cats look really cute, but he's biting the crap out of your hand in that picture, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, she leaves marks.
Look at this free candy. Is this somebody you can
do not go with this man? Do not go with this man.
That was the first and last time we went to San Diego Comic-Con. I wonder why we never went back.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, the saga of Monkey Man, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one thing we made sure to like show off all of the creators to give them, you know, a shout out.
Yeah.
Or everyone who gave us a picture. We had a few shy folks.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Look at
Josh.
these characters.
I love that picture of Josh.
Look at these
hysterical.
characters.
I still don't know if he knows it's up there.
Oh, this is cool, man. Dan, so you guys have a lot of people who contributed to it, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is good stuff, dude.
Yeah, we couldn't have made it without all these contributors.
Yeah, no. Do you guys have? Okay, listen. I'm going to ask you a tough question. Do you
Scroll
guys,
past that guy.
other than yours, do you guys have a favorite story in there?
I don't know that that's a fair question because I think they're all so very different. I mean,
it's a terrible question.
Whoever
I need to know. But I need to know.
Politician.
I'll say Girl in the Shadows was definitely an interesting one because tonally it doesn't fit with everything else, but like it has like a heart to it, you know?
Yeah.
I loved her artwork too.
Yeah, it was great.
So you know, but it really is tough to say because I think every one of them is really cool. Every one of them has something different. I mean, that's the best part about this anthology, and I think that's the thing that we love most about it is that there's a lot of different creators, but there's a lot of different types of stories, you know? And in some cases, some of those creators are doing stories that you might not think they would do, you know?
Right.
And that's what I think I really love about it most.
Yeah, I know that Ari has submitted stuff to he had another one. I think it was the comic book school had an anthology that he submitted I think it was Stupendous Man or something like that. It was like a hero book. And when I read it, that was one of like the ones that stood out because like you said, Mark, to your point, sometimes it's what you like to read, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily that anything is bad or anything is good. It's just what you like, right? What you like. And so, you know, when I asked you which one was your favorite, like which one kind of like if I like horror, for example, I'm not saying that you have a horror story, but maybe that's one that stands out, you know, because you like that genre, you know, that kind of thing. But no, it's cool, man, and it's also cool to work with different people and you know, see the different processes of everybody and how they work. Are you guys? What are you guys doing individually? You guys coming out with more stuff individually? Mark, do you have stuff?
Yeah, we've got a list of stuff. I mean, we have to finish the Ascendant, so you know we've got 2 more issues of that to do.
That.
Yeah. So
I like that one.
That needs to get done.
Still going on, so we're talking about like either volume 5 or just like an omnibus that rolls them all in together.
Yeah, because that was one of the first Kickstarters you guys did, right?
That was the. Sign was our first Kickstarter.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was our third one. The Ascendant was our third one. We did we did one for Horseman, one for Signed. No,
that was I enjoyed that story, man. I'm looking forward to see what you guys do with that as well.
Now, one of the other cool things is Catherine, who is in this anthology. She she's got a full story we're gonna be putting out. So we're gonna put her first 8 pages of her story in here. In part because we think it's really cool. We want to showcase it a little bit, but also because she's got an amazing story that we're going to put the entire graphic novel out. So that's upcoming in the next year too.
Nice.
You know, so just really starting to put out more content from stuff that just isn't us, you know, and be able to help others.
And to that point, Mark, I think that's the function of anthologies for a lot of times, right? It's introducing stories that maybe you may want to put out later on, but you're just giving people a little taste of what's coming and kind of like whet their appetite and have them come back for the full story. So I think that's originally what the function of them is. I'm glad that you guys are doing that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you guys looking for, as far as Wayward Raven, are you guys looking to publish people like how do you submit to you guys?
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about your submission process.
So Alex probably knows the link off top of his head, but there it is. Yeah. So but yeah, basically we're always looking for new content. We're always looking for people to pitch us. I love when people come up to us at cons. I'll look at portfolios. I'll talk to them. We're definitely always looking at our emails and seeing what comes in there too. And I think the big thing really is going to be, volume 2, volume 3. We want to keep doing this format. In part because I think we have proof of concept now, right? We've shown that, hey, listen, this works.
Okay.
So yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. And I think this is a good way to kind of test the market and see what, and I say that because I think feedback is very important. And for those who are watching, if you do pick up and you do pledge to We Suck at Comics and you get the comic, it's important also that once you read it, you give these guys feedback and say, hey, I really enjoyed this story. I really like this story. Post what you've read, because that's the only way, you guys are going to know which ones really hit. You know what I mean? And I think we don't get enough of that sometimes. Once the campaigns are over, people get their books, kind of put them away and forget that they have them. And it's like, you spend this money, read it, let us know what you think. It's important. It's really important as creators that we know what you think about the book, so that you know which way to go. Okay, maybe that didn't work. Let's try this one. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
We love having people come by the table and talk to us about that too. So it's amazing. Once we got to the point at shows where like, hey, I picked up book 1. Where's book 2? Because I really love book 1. I was like, oh my God, Mark, people like your stuff.
What's wrong with them? I mean, that's awesome.
I never thought this would happen.
That's amazing. Hey, Mark, I got one last question for you guys. I don't know if Sam has anything else, but my last question is, how long does it take you to set up your table, bro? Because you set up that backdrop with all that stuff, dude. It looks great, but
hour and a half now, right, Mark?
We're probably. I think we've done it in under an hour sometimes too. It just depends on how focused we are.
Damn, that is what's up.
I was like, hello.
How you doing back there?
Man,
the reason you got that office,
I finally got my own office, and even here I have sharks in the background. I mean, just circling. Is he out yet?
That's great, man. That's great. So under an hour, dude. You guys are killing it, man. What's your next show? Where are you guys gonna go?
Yeah, that's.
We've got some stuff to look at. I think we're kicking around C2E2. We're kicking around Wicked Con.
I'm thinking about
that one looks cool. We're signed up for we're locked in for Rhode Island.
New York Comic Con's probably happening. So
yeah, we're hoping that's the case too. We had a great spot there this year. So
good.
Yeah,
we have our staple shows, and every year we try to do our staple shows and then like 1 or 2 shows we've never done before. Sometimes it works. Sometimes we get lost somewhere in like North Carolina.
Well,
I had a good time in Heroes Con.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That was cool.
Although
they made it a point. They made the point out we put the Yankees by the toilets.
Wow.
Damn. Up by the toilet though. I mean, let's face it. Everybody kind of knows. Yeah, move them by the shitter. It's fine.
Good traffic though.
Good traffic is right. Oh yeah.
Hey, need something to read?
That's good stuff. Hey guys, listen, you guys are doing amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. We really, really appreciate you guys. So tell us where to reach you guys, and we'll close off with that. Go ahead, Alex. We'll start with you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us. You can find everything I talked about at waywardraven.com. Our webcomic is damnheroes.com. We're on Twitter at Wayward Raven and Facebook and Instagram, Wayward Raven Media. Go to waywardraven.com/we suck to get a link to the Kickstarter. Kickstarter is We Suck at Comics, an anthology.
Easy. Simple.
Mark?
I think you pretty much hit it all. I mean, I'm Panther Pit on most things, and I think Alex is your ASAP can draw on most things. Yeah. So find us there.
Sweet. Yeah, and if you guys are looking to submit to the guys, go to waywardraven.com, and it's /join -us.
Join us. But then you have to chant
on the homepage. When you get to it, it says "Help us make comics."
Yeah, link is in the chat as well.
Done. Yes. Thank you guys again for coming on, and looking forward to seeing you at a convention, man.
Yeah.
Hope you soon.
See you soon,
absolutely.
Guys.
Thank you very much.
Guys. Thank you. Take care.
All right, so those are the guys from Wayward Raven. Go check it out. The link is in the chat. This is what the Kickstarter looks like, guys. Go check it out. Again, it's in the summary and in the chat. A lot of creators worked on this project, so give it a shot.
Absolutely. Yeah, the campaign ends November 17th. That is this Thursday coming up at 5:36 p.m. So you still have a chance to go get it.
Eastern Standard Time.
That's right. Great groups of guys, man. They're fun, man. They're fun. I'm looking forward to catching them at a convention. And yeah, Sam. So that's all I got, man. What you got?
What I got? I got a feeling. All right. So no, what do I got? Don't forget to sign up for the landing page is live for There's an Alien in My Toilet right now on Kickstarter. Sign up. If you received your books in the mail, send me some selfies, man. Send me a testimonial. If your kids liked it, let me know what they're thinking. Send me some pictures. Video testimonials would be dope as well. We're going to be playing it and reading them all live on the live launch January 3rd. So I'm excited about that. Join us Thursday morning for the Morning Brew with the Crazy Crew, where George and I will be following up on the conversation that started on the Craze in 10 or Less about Kickstarter burnout and how do you avoid depression and stay productive. So we'll be talking about that Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Catch the Craze. And if you want to be a guest on Catch the Craze, we are booked through February. Good luck. But if you want to get in earlier, we have Wednesday slots that are only available for sponsorship. So before you book that Wednesday, you have to go and click the link and sponsor an episode that we can get you in. So for you Kickstarter last minute cats and girls that are out there and you forgot, oh my God, I got to promote my campaign. This is a way to get on early and get ahead of the bus and get on the line. And if you want to be a guest on Catch the Craze, show some love, subscribe to the channel. Don't just eat the cake. Come over to the house and eat everything on the table. Show some love. Bring a bottle of wine. Your bottle of wine is a subscription to the channel, and stay subscribed. Don't unsubscribe when you leave the show. All right. So stay subscribed, right? Be part of the culture. When we grow, the indie community grows, and more eyes on this show. That means more eyes on our guests. And that's why we started the show back in 2005 to get more eyes on the indie community. So with that said, I am Sam the Crazy Man Vera,
George the Dreamer Medina,
and we are out. No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce. I met him. Say my name, right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh, Lord.
He described me. He said, I'm the
Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.
Candy girl.